Did you know that the foods you eat every day could be slowly destroying your brain? It's not just about what makes you feel sluggish after a meal. Some common foods are quietly hurting your mental health, even if you don't notice it right away. Shockingly, studies show that certain ingredients could double your risk of Alzheimer's, decrease memory, and even affect your mood. Imagine being able to think clearer, focus better, and protect your mind as you age. What if the key to a sharper brain lies in the foods you avoid? In this video, we're going to uncover 6 surprising foods that are secretly harming your brain. You'll learn why they're dangerous, how they impact your mental health, and simple changes you can make to protect your mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. It could change how you think about your next meal. Ready to find out which foods are sabotaging your brain? Let's dive in. Chapter 1, Sugar Shock, the silent brain killer. We all love a sweet treat, but what if I told you that sugar might be quietly sabotaging your brain health? Excessive sugar intake is linked to a range of cognitive issues, from memory problems to increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. A study from JAMA Internal Medicine found that higher sugar consumption could lead to impaired memory and reduced brain function. The real culprit? Refined sugar, hidden in everything from sodas to breakfast cereals. When you consume sugar, your blood sugar spikes, and your body releases insulin to bring it down. Over time, this cycle can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where your cells stop responding to insulin. According to Dr. Mark Hyman, a functional medicine expert, insulin resistance is one of the most significant contributors to brain aging. In simpler terms, your brain starts to slow down. But it's not just memory that suffers. Research has shown that too much sugar can cause chronic inflammation in the brain, leading to long-term cognitive decline. The brain is incredibly sensitive to inflammation, and when it becomes inflamed, it affects your ability to think clearly and focus. It's a bit like trying to work in a noisy, distracting environment. One of the most alarming effects of sugar is its potential to increase your risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases, like Alzheimer's. Studies show that high blood sugar and insulin resistance can promote the buildup of amyloid plaques in the brain, one of the hallmark signs of Alzheimer's disease. So, how do we reduce sugar intake? Start by cutting back on sugary drinks, which are often packed with hidden sugars. A can of soda can have up to 40 grams of sugar, more than the recommended daily limit for an adult. Swap sugary snacks for fruits or nuts. You'll satisfy your sweet tooth while giving your brain the nourishment it needs. If you're a fan of coffee, try ditching the sugary syrups and opt for a small splash of milk instead. The less sugar you consume, the clearer your brain will feel. It's time to take control of your sugar intake for the sake of your mental sharpness. Chapter 2, The Fat Trap, Trans Fats in Your Mind. When we think of brain health, we often focus on vitamins and minerals. But did you know that the types of fats you eat play a huge role in your cognitive function? Trans fats, found in many processed and fried foods, are some of the worst offenders. These artificial fats, often labeled as partially hydrogenated oils, can wreak havoc on your brain health. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who consume high amounts of trans fats have a greater risk of developing cognitive impairment and memory problems. In fact, consuming just 5 grams of trans fat daily can increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 50%. Trans fats increase inflammation in the brain, which can damage brain cells and disrupt communication between neurons. Over time, this can lead to cognitive decline. Studies suggest that the more trans fats you consume, the slower your brain processes information. So, that fried chicken or those potato chips you eat may be slowing down your mental clarity without you even realizing it. But there's good news. Avoiding trans fats can give your brain the space it needs to function at its best. Switch out processed snacks and fast foods for healthier fats like olive oil, avocados, and fatty fish like salmon. These fats support brain function and may even help improve memory and focus. Research also shows that replacing trans fats with healthier fats can reduce the risk of depression. The Mediterranean diet, rich in healthy fats and antioxidants, has been linked to better brain health and lower rates of cognitive decline. So, next time you're at the grocery store, choose foods with zero trans fats and aim for whole, unprocessed options. It's clear, the fats you eat matter. Your brain thrives on good fats, and trans fats only drag it down. Keep an eye on ingredient labels and stay away from hydrogenated oils to protect your brain from damage. Chapter 3, Brain Fog from MSG, the hidden neurotoxin. If you've ever felt foggy after eating Chinese takeout, you might have experienced the effects of MSG, monosodium glutamate. While this flavor enhancer is commonly added to processed foods, its impact on brain health is more sinister than many realize. Studies have shown that MSG can disrupt neurotransmitter activity, leading to headaches, mood swings, and, yes, even brain fog. According to Dr. Russell Blaylock, a board-certified neurosurgeon, MSG is a neurotoxin that can overstimulate brain cells, leading to cell damage. He explains that excessive exposure to MSG can cause long-term brain injury, particularly in the hypothalamus, the part of your brain that regulates emotions and memory. In fact, a study published in Neurotoxicology showed that high levels of MSG exposure could reduce cognitive function and even contribute to neurodegenerative diseases. And it's not just the brain fog that's concerning. Some research suggests that MSG could also be linked to mood disorders, like anxiety and depression. If you're consuming MSG regularly, your brain is essentially in a constant state of overdrive. This overstimulation can make it harder to focus, remember things, and stay alert throughout the day. And for those already prone to headaches or migraines, MSG can be a major trigger. So, how do you avoid MSG? It's simple: read labels carefully. MSG is often hidden under names like autolyzed yeast extract or hydrolyzed vegetable protein, so make sure you're looking for those terms too. Opt for fresh, whole foods that are free from artificial flavor enhancers. If you love flavor but want to keep your brain sharp, try using natural seasonings like garlic, turmeric, or rosemary. These herbs not only boost the taste of your meals but also provide anti-inflammatory benefits for your brain. The bottom line? MSG may be doing more damage to your brain than you realize. By cutting back on processed foods and choosing whole, natural ingredients, you can protect your brain from the hidden dangers of this flavor enhancer. Don't forget to subscribe for more health tips. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Chapter 4, The Gluten Brain Drain. More than just a stomach problem. When most people think of gluten, they think about digestive issues or allergies. But did you know that gluten can have a far more profound impact on your brain than just making your stomach feel upset? For some, gluten triggers inflammation in the brain, leading to brain fog, anxiety, and even depression. The connection between gluten and the brain is most notable in people with celiac disease, a condition where gluten causes an autoimmune response. However, many people without celiac disease still experience neurological effects from gluten. Research suggests that gluten can contribute to cognitive impairment, mood swings, and even memory loss. One of the most concerning facts is how gluten can affect the gut-brain connection. The gut is often called the second brain, and it plays a huge role in brain function. When gluten irritates the gut, it can send signals to the brain, causing inflammation that impacts cognition and mood. If you're feeling foggy, anxious, or having trouble concentrating, it might be worth trying a gluten-free diet for a week or two. By cutting out gluten-rich foods like bread, pasta, and pastries, many people report feeling clearer and more focused. Chapter 5, Artificial Sweeteners, the brain's Trojan horse. You may think you're doing your brain a favor by switching to sugar-free or diet products, but the truth is, artificial sweeteners might be doing more harm than good. These sugar substitutes, like aspartame and sucralose, have been linked to changes in brain chemistry that can lead to mood swings, anxiety, and even memory problems. Research published in the Journal of Toxicology found that consuming artificial sweeteners can negatively affect neurotransmitter function, especially in areas of the brain related to learning and memory. The more you consume, the greater the impact. One of the worst culprits is aspartame, which is found in many diet sodas and sugar-free snacks. Studies suggest that aspartame can cause a spike in the neurotransmitter glutamate, leading to overstimulation in the brain, which in turn can result in headaches and confusion. The key to avoiding this brain-draining effect is to eliminate artificial sweeteners from your diet. Instead, opt for natural sweeteners like honey, stevia, or monk fruit, which don't interfere with your brain's chemistry. Make sure to subscribe for more tips on how to nourish your mind. You won't want to miss the final chapter. Chapter 6, The Caffeine Curse, Boosting Your Energy at a Brain Cost. Many people rely on caffeine to get through the day, but have you ever wondered if your daily coffee habit is actually harming your brain in the long run? While caffeine can give you a short-term energy boost, it can also disrupt brain function, leading to problems like poor sleep, anxiety, and even memory impairment. Studies have shown that excessive caffeine intake can interfere with sleep patterns, which is essential for brain health. When you don't get enough sleep, your brain doesn't have the time it needs to repair itself, leading to decreased cognitive function and focus. Additionally, caffeine can affect the brain's neurotransmitters, including dopamine and adenosine, leading to imbalances that contribute to anxiety and jitteriness. Over time, this can cause your brain to become overstimulated, making it harder to think clearly and make decisions. If you rely on caffeine to stay alert, try cutting back or switching to a lower caffeine alternative, like green tea, which also contains brain-boosting antioxidants. Your brain will thank you. By reducing your caffeine intake, you'll not only improve your sleep but also give your brain the chance to work at its best. It's time to rethink that morning cup of coffee. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more ways to protect your brain and live a healthier, longer life.